Greetings, fellow humans. Bad Mark here with another transmission from Metre Keyboards, and today we're doing a real quick Frankenswitch Friday. I do apologize. I have been kind of out of pocket, let's just say, between some family situations I'm dealing with and some health issues. Nothing serious, but it's just has had me a lot busier than usual. I have many hours of footage filmed. I just have to edit it and put it out, and I will be doing that as quickly as I can to try to get back into the swing of things. Got a number of keyboards I think you guys are going to like that are coming up, but today I'm just doing a Frankenswitch Friday, but I'm kind of catching up to those too, because I've got quite a few that I've made while I was just laying in bed trying to get feeling better, and I made some switches. So anyway, the first one we're going to take a look at today, I call it the Kookaburra. It's an Australian bird that has a very unique and distinctive sound or call. And basically what I've done, I've taken the bottom housing of a Gateron blue. I've added the spring. It's a 63.5 gram single stage spring from the NK Silk Black, which is the top housing that I'm using as part of this. And I'm using a Huano Click Jacket blue. But what I've done here in this situation is that I've added grease. Now you can't see it now because it's broken in, but I just added a dab of grease there, a dab of grease there. What that does is eliminate basically the click part of it. I mean, you still feel it, and that's not diminished, but it goes from being a, well, what some might call an unpleasant click to a, and it's an interesting tactile because it's kind of like a D bump on the way down, and then it's like a bump in the middle on the way back up. So it's kind of like a full bump on the down press, and then like a little mini bump in the middle on the up press. So not only does it deliver a fun poppy feel, that 63.5 gram spring kind of just pushes it back up, and it helps to accentuate that bump that happens because of the click jacket. So I've added that to this Yunzi AL65, AL68, I believe. I keep getting them mixed up. They've got quite a few of these, and they're all really nice. I'm quite enjoying using. I've been cycling through a lot of the Yunzis, but anyway, it's still stock as it is, but this one I went ahead and loaded up the Kookaburra switch, and I think it sounds pretty good. I think it has an interesting sound. It's a little thocky, it's a little clacky, but it's poppy at the same time. We'll be having sound test of all of these at the end of the video. And next up, we have a Pink Bonnet. Now, this is one of the simpler Frankenswitches, as it really only required switching out the stem. This is the housing, the spring from a Gateron Smoothie, and this is the stem from a Zepsody Blue Bonnet. Now, it sounds nice in the Blue Bonnet body, but for some reason I get a much more pronounced and richer bottom out on this Gateron Smoothie with this dustproof stem from the Blue Bonnet. So I quite like it. It does have a shorter travel, I would guess 3.8 millimeters, and it has a fun poppy sound to it, and in my opinion it sounds deeper than just the stock Gateron Smoothie. Now I went ahead and loaded this up on a this is a TKC Portico. Portico 68, TKC, may they rest in peace. But I've loaded up 9009 MOA keycaps, and it's just it's funny because I loaded these up a few days ago, and I've been using it on another workstation, and every time I come to it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So it has a very poppy, fun sound. The blue bonnets are fairly inexpensive, as are the Gatoron smoothies. So I think it's a fairly inexpensive and fun Frankenswitch. Again, the sound test for this one will be at the end as well. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Is there any Frankenswitch you'd like to see me try? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, let's move on to the next and final switch for today's Frankenswitch Friday. And last but not least is the Princess Peach. Now this is from the housing and the spring of an MMD Princess Linear V2. It's got the 53 gram 2-stage spring, and as you can see, I have the stem from the Gatoron smoothie in here. So it was a quick, easy change out. I'm doing something else with the housing for the Zebsity Blue, but this one, just the housing for the MMD Princess is quite loud and pronounced, whereas the stem, it actually sounds deeper in here than it does in the original housing. I don't know, but it has a very fun, like I said, it's a 53 gram spring weight. It doesn't feel that heavy, but at the same time, it feels heavy enough, if that makes any sense. It's a nice, basically full travel linear. I would say it is full travel. It might have 1/10 of a millimeter above, but I think it's full travel. And like I said, it has that nice poppy sound, and it has a nice fit with barely any north to south wobble or east to west wobble. Now with this one, I've gone ahead and loaded it up on a Gamma K TK75 Pro. It's aluminum version of their TK75 edition, and I've got to say, especially with these SA keycaps from Stallman SA keycaps, I think they're KBDIY, I believe, but these are some this is a stock keyboard, and the way that it sounds in here, and that's the thing I had when I first loaded these up, or loaded this one up with different sets of switches and keycaps, I had smoothies loaded up in here, and though they didn't sound bad, these sound better in my opinion. And they deliver a crisp and a uniform sound profile, and this is one of those things that sometimes you just one piece is switched and it just makes a world of difference. When I first just heard it without it being in the keyboard, I wasn't so sure, but then I popped 3 in here and tried them in comparison to the stock smoothie, and I was blown away with how well they sound. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with stock sound test of all 3 of these switches, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, whether you like them, you don't like them, any switches you'd like me to try, any differences you'd like me to do with these, maybe try the switches on a different board, anything like that. Let me know. I'm going to try to get a little bit more regular with the Frankenswitch Friday videos, because I do come up with a lot of Frankenswitches. I don't always turn them into full batches, but if I make a handful and test them in several boards and find a board where they fit, because I make them, I test them to make sure they actually actuate. Very rare, but probably about, I don't know, 1 out of every 20 just doesn't actuate for whatever reason, even though there's fit and everything. But sometimes you might make a switch that just doesn't sound that good in the one board you tested in, but you put it in another board and it's just a world of difference. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with sonic sound tests of these Frankenswitches for Frankenswitch Friday. I want to wish everyone out there an amazing rest of your day and have an awesome weekend. Until the next transmission, keep calm and keep one on.